Oh
Hello
gosh,
and welcome to the Social Recruiting Show. It's Katrina Collier being spoken over by the guest who's already eating and
Where's
eating.
Katrina?
Tonight.
Katrina's frozen.
Oh no.
Can you not hear me?
I can.
Oh, okay.
You can hear me. Hey, I talked to you then.
This is going to be a really interesting show. Welcome to the Social Recruiting Show. I think is what I was trying to say before
Debbie,
we realized
Easter
Jim
Day.
can't hear me.
Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Audra, who can hear you?
I can hear you both. Jim, can you hear Katrina?
I do not hear Katrina.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll reload my
you,
page.
I'm going to refresh my browser just in case.
Okay, I'll hang out here.
That. And this is the worst introduction to the show anyway. So hopefully somebody can hear me. Obviously, I am candidate, author, and speaker. I'm, of course, joined by Audra Knight, employer branding genius. And today we might possibly be talking to Jim Stroud, if he can hear me and I can hear you. Can you hear me now, Jim?
I hear you now.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Success.
So it was Jim, not me. Thank goodness. You just talked through my entire introduction, which was even funnier.
And there she goes frozen again. I hear you now.
Oh, no.
As long as you can hear me. Don't worry about the video.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Oh, you missed the entire introduction because you talked over it because you couldn't hear me.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
So it was beautiful. And I did say it's Jim Stroud, which is more important because you have to have a the before Jim Stroud.
Totally.
And everyone can hear us, which is good. So, Jim, give for the 5 people who have never heard of you on the planet, how did you end up in recruitment?
Yes.
I ended up in recruitment because of a girl. Like many decisions I made earlier in life.
Wow.
The person that I was, dating at the time was not very supportive of my career ambitions, which was to be a Hollywood screenwriter.
Right.
Ooh.
And in her own way, she said, if you're going to be with me, you need to get a real job.
Wow.
So I went to the College Career Center, and there was an ad on the board that said, get paid to surf the internet. And I went down there, and the company was MCI, which is a telecommunications company. Mm-hmm. And I asked them, I said, so what do you want me to do on the internet? What would you pay me to do on the internet? And she
is it legal?
Told me that people were putting their resumes on the internet, and they needed people to find it. And I was totally amazed by that. This was 1997. Had no idea what that was about.
No.
So I asked her, how does one go about finding people on the internet? And she didn't know. So I said, okay, it makes sense. You're trying to hire somebody who would know how to do that. So I went home, went to Yahoo, I think it was, did a search on Google. Yeah. And before you know it, I figured it out and sent her 2 resumes. And there you go.
And now you're a sourcing god.
Are we frozen again?
No. Can you hear me, Jim?
We are frozen again.
Oh, no.
So he can't hear me.
Is it
Audra,
me?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear everyone fine.
Okay, I'm going to refresh my screen because I can't hear either one of you. Just so bizarre.
Wonder if it's his Wi-Fi. We had this trouble last time, remember?
Did we?
Yeah. I can't believe there was actually resumes on the internet back then.
When was that? 99, 2000. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it wasn't that long. You're right.
There you are. Now I hear you.
There you are.
I wonder my browser. I'm going to switch my browser, but keep talking if it goes.
What browser are you on?
Chrome.
Yeah. It should be on Chrome. Chrome's best.
It should work.
It's usually to do with the
But
Wi-Fi.
I have a couple other browsers I'm going to try just in case.
Yeah. Do you have good Wi-Fi, Jim?
Yeah, I'm in a virtual office, a Rome office, sort of like a WeWork kind of thing.
Yeah. So it should be good.
So yeah, it should be like it's supposed to be high speed internet because I don't want it to mess up. But
I guess just refresh
maybe it's a local
if we
problem.
freeze.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've had my computer on for a while, so I probably needed to restart it.
Yep. Now, so do you want? What about the rest of your career from Randstad and now what you're doing with Click IQ?
Yeah,
want to fill us in with the rest?
Yeah. So been in recruitment.
Wait, more.
I don't know
Actually,
how much
first,
you've heard from the.
Did you stay with the
from
girl?
The last time, but I'll try to.
Oh yeah, no, we heard loads.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we heard it all. So it was only you can't hear us. But yeah, Audra wants to know what happened with the bird. Did you get rid of her and marry someone better?
Yeah, no, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. But I will always owe her that she got me into recruiting, for better or worse.
Yeah, right.
So that worked out. So
you've been with Click IQ now for what?
Yeah, so my title is
No.
VP. Yeah, my title is VP Product Evangelist North America for Click IQ. And there I sing his praises and tell people about how awesome the product is. If you want an automated job advertising platform, we are the one for you. So I talk about that, and I promote the company through content and at conferences and so forth.
How long have you been there now?
And a bit of, you're frozen again. This is so bizarre. Ah! All right. So what I'm going to do, in case you can hear me, I'm going to restart my whole computer because it's been on for a while, and maybe that's part of the problem. So I will be right back in just 2 minutes.
Bye.
I do apologize for all of this.
No worries. We had trouble last
Friday show. It's Jim, easy. Mind you, last time didn't he tune in from a church or something?
We couldn't hear him the whole show, so this has actually got better than last time.
Got better, but we had Jason on, so Jason was filling the gaps in.
Yeah, he's our only guest we've ever had for the third time ever.
Wow, he is special. He's very special. He demanded it though when he was here in London and we were having a ball dance party during the break. Love it, Debbie. It's quite late for me. I could start drinking at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you could.
The dogs won't like it. Got to take them out for a walk right after. But yeah, no, it's go get your bass.
Oh God, we have practice tonight.
Are you playing this weekend?
No, we have weekend off.
Yeah, here we go. I'm getting messages. Be right back. Rebooting my computer.
Yeah. It should be okay though, because WeWork should be fine.
I know. I mentioned it's his computer. Wasn't the first job board around 1996 and Monster was 1994. Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? But you just leave and look. So I started in recruitment in 2003, and there were job boards. We certainly put adverts out on job boards and stuff. But you just think, God, the change, like even in the last 5 years, it's quite extraordinary.
And the tech tools just in the past couple years.
Yeah. Because even when I was writing the book and I started, because I just had to reread it cover to cover, it's like quite amazing to do that. And I got to the bit about going to Recruit DC. Do you remember with that amphitheater? Yep. And I'm sitting in the back using my phone, and I'd realized I'd checked in onto the plane with my phone, and I'd used my thumbprint to do my banking, and I'd ordered the Uber, and I was just going, this is mind blowing, like completely mind blowing. And that's just 2 years ago. But now it's like, face recognition.
Things are changing. When is the book officially out?
3rd of August. Yeah, so Shannon's in the middle of writing the foreword, or the foreword as it's called, and I've got some people doing some reviews for me, so they're having to endure every single page. Bless their little cotton socks. No, I'm really proud of it. So excellent research, Mark. And indeed, yeah, because LinkedIn had hardly anybody on it until the recession hit. Their success was that 2008-9 when everyone went boom and went and got themselves on LinkedIn. I would love to know what would have happened if that hadn't happened. Like, I don't think they'd have grown the way they grew. I think that was the combination of the two, it appearing, people needing jobs.
LinkedIn was only 2 years before Indeed? Wow. Hot jobs, that's hilarious. I saw Erin Stevens, who's been on our show last week, and she literally got an email from one of our hiring managers while we were in the hotel room saying, we're not getting enough applications. Can you put the job on Hot Jobs?
Oh my gosh. Right. Jim is back. Let's invite him on screen.
That was amazing.
Oh, when I see a hot job, I cry.
But it hasn't even been
Oh no.
Get on. Oh God, now what? It's just me.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. Can you see me?
I can see you, but I can't see or hear Katrina.
What about now?
Now
I'm back. Yes. I reloaded my page.
Can you hear her?
I hear her. This is a comedy of errors.
Okay, wow. So we've had a whole chat in the interim. Don't worry, we filled in the gap. So we've just been reminiscing about LinkedIn being 2003 and then Indeed 2005. When did hot jobs die? More to the point.
It's been a while since that's been.
I've seen hot jobs advertised.
Really?
No, I mean people
still have hot jobs, but it's a different meaning nowadays.
Yeah.
Ooh,
there you go.
You feel all week. Yeah,
that's quite funny. So,
all right. So I see Katrina, and who is frozen again. This is aggravating.
Can you not hear me then?
I hear you. So go ahead.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. Don't worry about your video because I'm not frozen to anyone else.
All right, go ahead.
If you don't hear me, you have to reload your page. It's crazy.
Okay.
It's you specifically that has this problem.
Cool. All right, so we're.
Last week you were in Indeed. Was that this week?
Yeah.
That was this week, earlier this week. I was at Indeed.
Yeah, I want to know all about it. What was it about?
Yeah. That was really good. I saw some of the highlights was seeing Amy Poehler on stage. She is an actress and a humanitarian. She is a star of a show called Parks and Recreation, which is no longer airing, but you can catch it in rerun, catch it on Netflix. She's also a director, and she's also an entrepreneur. Very impressive woman, very impressive. And
what was she talking about?
Was very down to earth in her conversation. She was interviewed by the CEO of Indeed. That's how they ended the conference. And very inspiring. I really enjoyed talking to her. Not talking to her, listening to her, which I was talking to her, and learning about all of her experiences from being a waitress to where she is now. Very inspiring.
So she talked about her career?
Yeah, she talked about her career. She talked about having persistence towards your goals and how she hires people. When she hires people to work on her various projects, she said there are very few geniuses out there. People who are just, I guess, so awesome that they can tell you what to do and you just do it because they're geniuses. She says she tends not to hire those folks. She tends to hire people who are good at collaborating. If you can work with others, then no matter how much of a genius, quote unquote, you are, she's going to be more incentivized to hire someone who can collaborate. So I really appreciated her saying that. Yeah, very, very cool. Another big speaker that they had there that I thoroughly enjoyed as well was Kevin Kwan. He is an author and a screenwriter, and he wrote the book Crazy Rich Asians, which became like this really big movie last year. I don't know if you saw it. Anyone who has not seen Crazy Rich Asians, oh my goodness, go see that movie. It was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And so his whole talk was on "You Would Not Hire Me." And it was amazing. He talked about when how he got into college, how he took so many different jobs. If you looked at his resume, you would not be able to place him anywhere really because he was like all over the place. He had a series of highs with some good moments here and there, a lot of lows. And then eventually he wrote his book, and he did it just sort of to be cathartic. He really didn't think it was going to do anything, and he sent it to a friend of his who happened to be at a publishing house, and even then when he gave it to them, they put it on a pile on top of a bunch of other books, and somebody just happened to pick it up like on a whim.
Wow.
And read it. So it almost didn't happen. And so from him, he was really pushing about being persistent, pursuing your dreams, that kind of thing. Really good talk.
Awesome.
Outside the inspirational stuff, LinkedIn had several other good speakers. William Tencup and Laurie Ruderman, they did a good job.
You mean Indeed?
I'm sorry. Yeah, Indeed. What did I say? What did I say? I'll say that. All right. Sorry. All apologies.
When he goes to get his press pass next year.
So they did a really good job. They had a really good conversation about so many things happening in the world of work.
Yeah.
Indeed's chief economist was really, really interesting. I really enjoyed his keynote as well. He talked about what do you do when the good times are over? Basically, how do companies deal with a recession? And he was saying, and he showed through a lot of statistics and charts, recessions tend to come every 10 years or so. And we're sort of ripe for one now. He said no one can really accurately predict when a recession would hit. And they said if anyone tells you they can tell you, then they're lying because no one really knows. But he talked about how companies, they got the type of companies that are resistant to recessions, and where in the United States where cities tend to do well regardless of when there's a recession or not. And what I took from him were a lot of the industries that I sort of took for granted. I sort of figured would be recession proof. He talked about the healthcare industry, Talked about the food industry. He talked about a few others, but those are the ones that stuck out to me because he said no matter what, good economy or bad, people still need healthcare. They still need to eat.
Yeah, but they don't eat out. They might be a lot cheaper and not go to restaurants and things, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't really talking, if I remember correctly, he really wasn't talking about the restaurant. It was more like farmers and stuff like that, getting their produce to the grocery stores, stuff like that.
Yep.
So that was really, really interesting. I actually I periscoped live streamed a lot of the sessions all the sessions that are in. I think it's up maybe one or two. So if you go to my Twitter at Jim Stroud, you can see a lot of the Periscope video footage there.
I love the way you always do that.
Yep.
So how did you do
is
that?
Katrina still there? Because I don't hear her at all now.
Again?
Can you hear me, Jim?
I hear you perfectly.
I can try and be the translator. She's gonna reload, but I want to hear more about ClickIQ.
Yes. Okay, ClickIQ is an automated job advertising platform. It's totally awesome. So how it works is our technology will sit on top of your ATS, and it will distribute your jobs to everywhere through Indeed and to several other job boards out there. And then as candidates see your advertising organically in the regular search results, then there's no cost to you. But what our system will do is that it will look and analyze those positions that are not getting a lot of love, not getting clicks, not getting applies. Yep. And so it would then start to put those jobs into premium positions on job boards. It also would place them inside of the Google advertising ecosystem. Yep. So when you're searching Google for whatever related information to your job, the advertising will appear there. It also would appear inside of Facebook newsfeed, inside of the Instagram newsfeed. And if someone wants more information on that, then they can interact with a chatbot and talk with them that way as well. So very cool.
Jim?
Say again?
Can you hear me now?
I still hear Audrey. I don't hear Katrina.
Wow.
Oh, there he is. I heard somebody sigh. Was that sigh, Katrina?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard that Katrina sigh. Your sigh broke through.
So when you can't hear me, I'll just reload my page. It seems to get me back. But I'm sure it's your end because we've not had this before. Anyway, it's just frustrating. That's not my phone. Did you see that I bought like a 1980s phone the other day? So I'm actually going to have a landline when I move, just so I can plug in my 1980s phone.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I think it was the wine.
That reminds me of there is a series of phones that are being made. They're starting to pick up steam and popularity called dumb phones.
Right.
For people who don't want all of the technology and all the tracking that's going on, you can buy a phone that is just a phone and you can text on it, but that's pretty much all you can do is talk and text. There's no other gadget. Yeah.
That's good to get your teenagers, I feel like.
Yeah. It'll keep them from being,
keep them out of
addicted to technology or getting depressed over Facebook. It's just so wild, all the stuff that's out there that affects you.
Yeah, it's especially bad. I noticed today. I had to get off it because it was really depressing me today.
It's really interesting because it's Mental Health Week, isn't it?
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that is ClickIQ. If anyone has any questions about that, they can email me directly at jim@clickiq.us.
Or
Jim at CLICKIQ.us. Operators are standing by.
Awesome. I think we've lost Katrina again. You can't hear her, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, this is
crazy.
If
Katrina were here, she would ask me, is there anything interesting I've seen in the workforce, in the labor market these days? And I would say, yes, Katrina, there are several things I have seen that are interesting. All right, so one I actually did a video on it. McDonald's has 250,000 summer jobs that they're looking to fill. And one thing that they are doing to fill those 250,000 summer jobs is that they are actively targeting senior citizens. So
can you hear me, Jim?
I can hear you now.
Cool. Okay.
And I can see your lovely face. And I see you scratching your nose, and I see that the screen has frozen on you scratching.
Screenshot that.
Does that mean you can't hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, this is crazy. If I knew how to get the support people to come and support, I would. I just don't know how to do it.
No worries. So now you're back to normal. Okay, so
not good.
Yeah, so McDonald's is targeting senior citizens. They've made a partnership with AARP, which stands for something. I don't know. I want to say old people. People.
I actually don't know either, but
yeah, I don't know what it stands for either. But I think RP is for retired person, so I don't know what it is.
But you know, my client over here, Melanie Silverman at GLL Group, they did that for the people that stop you drowning in the pool, lifesavers, because they couldn't get enough people. So they realized that actually their lifesavers were older and would.
And you're frozen again. There you go.
So you can't hear me.
But what I'm going to guess what you're saying, and what I guess you're saying is that they reached out to mature workers because they had trouble filling.
Can you ask Jim to reload?
Now I hear you.
Okay, right. Oh. Yeah, so they basically realized that the older ones were fitter than the younger ones.
And now you're quite frozen capable. Again. So I always see me and Audra. Me and Audra always stay on. I just don't always hear you, Katrina.
Jim, do you want to try just reloading one last time, and we can just give up if that doesn't work? But we'll try one more time.
I'll try a different browser too. We'll try a different browser altogether.
Okay.
So maybe I have too many Chrome extensions or something.
Can you shut them all?
Could be a sourcer problem.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to close this one and open up the other one.
Okay.
Thank you.
You can hear me just fine.
Perfectly.
All the time.
Yep.
It's going to be the worst podcast ever because it just showed me getting irritated because he keeps talking over me because he can't hear me.
Yeah, I don't know if we should actually post it. But we have some good stuff here on the side. Oh, Ian's going to get a job at McDonald's.
Ian Franklin is officially a senior citizen in 3 months. My plan B is to job at Mac and Cheese. I'd go be a lifeguard at GLL. Much better.
Why is McDonald's much busier in the summer? Because people aren't working. No.
Why is it busy at all? What's wrong with people? I can't even eat it. I haven't eaten it since I came over here. So that's 2003.
Wow.
Oh, tourism. Good thinking, Lee.
Oh, the fat Americans come over and eat.
Team are over 60. What does Ian Franklin do?
Yeah.
In Italy, they tried to ban McDonald's. I'm really excited we got rid of Starbucks just from here in the village. That made me happy.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah. He's back. I've invited him. Incompatible.
Everyone cross your fingers.
Okay. Yeah, you're on a browser we can't use. Can't get you in. Yes. This is crazy. Incompatible.
Yuck.
Bad browser. What can you use? Chrome and Firefox, isn't it? Yeah, Chrome and Firefox.
Maybe send him a message. Excuse me.
This is weird. We've never had it be this bad.
No. It's just frustrating because last time we was on, it was terrible too.
Maybe it's Jim.
Yeah. Let's blame him.
It says he's there, but now I'm not convinced. We have lots of people who are probably going, these girls, they have no clue.
Maybe we should bring Mark on.
Is he dressed? Accepted and connecting. Right. Okay.
Woo! This is a comic of errors.
It is, and it's always with you. We have really smooth shows.
I don't know what it is. I have it's a new computer in a place with high-speed internet. So I don't know.
Well, you can hear us both now?
Yes, I can.
What browser are you on now?
Now I'm back. I went back on Chrome. Before I was on Safari.
Did you close your Chrome completely? Actually,
I'm on a Mac computer now.
Close your Chrome completely out next time it happens.
Okay.
Like, where you right click and close it. Actually do that. That will fix it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right click and close the whole thing.
Yeah, close the cold Chrome and come back and it will work without any issue. But you're here at the moment, and you can hear me at the moment.
Right?
I so wanted to hear everything properly. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
So, but I heard the Click IQ thing, so I got to that bit.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
So where are you next? Where can we find you? Obviously, I was quite jealous.
Yeah,
about the
just back from
thing.
Indeed Interactive, and
I've frozen again, haven't I?
No. I see you now. Yeah. Okay, so I was at Indeed. The next conference I go to, I don't know. But I think that when I do know, I will put it on the Click IQ website because we have a list of different conferences that we attend. Yeah. So it'll probably be there. I know we have some things going on over in Manchester, but as far as in the States, don't know my next foray just yet.
Yeah. We should look into Sasu, Boston. I just heard this morning.
And I don't hear anyone anymore.
Oh, my Lord.
Right.
Can you hear me, Audra?
Yeah.
I'm going to kick him off. He needs to close the browser and come back.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that trick. That always works when you
Mhm.
actually fully close it out. And
Yeah. What about you, Katrina? Where's your next conference?
well, I'm co-emceeing with Shannon SourceCon Europe. So Monday I arrive. And
it's
Tuesday,
coming up.
Wednesday. Yeah, and it's short hop for me just from City, so I'll be back by Wednesday evening. What else have I got? I'm going down to Johannesburg to speak at APSO, which I'm super excited about. Oh, he's there and I haven't invited him in. Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah. APSO.
It's a big recruitment
Yeah.
body down there. So, okay. Can you hear me?
For me.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to see if there's something I can do. So I'm going to change.
Did you close right out of Chrome that time?
Hard drive. High definition. Let me turn that off.
Yeah, maybe that'll help.
Do a little bit better.
Mine's green. Should it be red?
Should be red.
Red again.
Let me change mine.
Did you close right out of Chrome?
Yeah, I closed my browser all the way.
You'll be fine. It'll be fine now. You can hear us, right?
Yeah. And cool.
Yeah,
so maybe
that's the
what
trick. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, to take it off high definition?
It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Okay.
Anyway.
We can hear you. Let's just keep talking because otherwise it's going to sound like the world's shittiest podcast when everyone comes to listen to it and all we're doing is going, we can't hear. It is like a giant game of Guess Who. You're absolutely right, Mary. It's disappearing. I know. And the hilarious thing is, so LinkedIn approached me. They're like, oh my God, you can stream. But if I want to stream like this, I have to pay $400 a month. Forget it. Like, why can't they be compatible with Crowdcast? All they need to do is plug in like Crowdcast now will be streaming out.
And hopefully Crowdcast will work better on than it is
YouTube,
now.
Facebook, whatever. And all they do is offer 3 options. One of them is $30, which is shit, and the other one's $400.
So I don't hear Katrina if Katrina is talking.
Yeah. She was just saying LinkedIn's new live stream service, I guess it's a service, it's $400 a month.
What?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Wow.
And interesting, Mark has a good point. It's free on Facebook or Instagram. Why is it $400?
It's free on Facebook and Instagram.
But that might be multi-person live stream because I know like Lars is using.
I don't correct not what I said.
What did you say, Katrina?
If I want to use something that looks like Crowdcast, so there's all of us on
multi-people.
It's $400 a month to stream because you have to have. There are 3 services that stream live to LinkedIn, and you have to pick one of them. The cheapest one's $30 and it's shit. Then you've got a $400, and then you've got this other one that's just way too complicated. Instead of just having Crowdcast where it just plugs in, because this is right now streaming out to 2 YouTube channels and 2 Facebooks. All they're going to do is allow it to go in. So
but LinkedIn's always a little behind Facebook.
If I want to do this thing, I have to do it on a new service for $400 a month. I'm sorry. Much as I think the show's great, $400 a month is way out of my budget.
You know what LinkedIn should do if they want to make money on the stream thing?
Let this plug in.
Yeah, that's certainly that. But if I could do a webinar on LinkedIn and then I can see everybody who attended the webinar based on their LinkedIn profile, that would be worth $1 to me, I would think.
You probably can then using the $30 service.
Okay.
Have you not got access yet?
No.
All right.
Yet. I
think they've done it because of this show, but it's very frustrating to just not have something as simple as this that just plugs in.
Yeah.
So
maybe they'll buy it and hopefully not shut this down. I saved on other tools. Yeah. So I see and hear you, Katrina, perfectly. Audra is frozen.
But I can hear Audra.
Okay. So you would be the translator.
Audra speak. So can Jim hear you?
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
No. All right. So Katrina,
just reload your page, Audra.
Yeah. Try that.
Yeah. Oh, how frustrating.
Not a good endorsement. No. Now, for those who are first-time listeners, this is like so unusual.
This is not normal.
This is not normal.
And the people in the side channel who thankfully are here a lot. So I did, it's Recruitment Gym, but not as we know it. I thought it's a bit of a trip down memory lane. You know, now you this incredible company that goes and puts, you know, videos right in front of people so that they can't miss them with their Click IQ technology.
Right.
But what has been the biggest change you've seen that shocked you, that you've gone, wow, I never saw that coming? Like, that's mind blowing. Besides
mind blowing.
these that blow my mind. Off the mobile phone.
I would have to have a long think on that, but what immediately comes to mind is the last time I had a moment where I saw something like what just happened was the first time I saw chatbot technology in action. And when I saw how a chatbot was engaging a candidate in real time, which was, I think, 2 years ago, the first time I actually saw one.
So how was it? Was it somebody that had come to the website and it was chatting with them, or was it?
Oh, it was something that I read online about a chatbot. I think it was the Maya chatbot. And I went to a conference and I saw someone demonstrate it. And then I was like, wow, it was at a SOSU conference. And I was like, wow, I've never seen that before.
What did the chatbot do?
It said basically, hello, how are you?
So the person had arrived on the website.
Yep. Person came to the website, little window popped up.
Yeah.
And they said, hi, I see you have an interest in this job. Is that true? Then it started asking them what their name is. Got the email address, and then once it got that, I started asking them other questions. And so as I was looking at that, I was like, my first thought was, wow, I wonder if this is going to replace recruiters. That was my first initial thought a couple years ago. I don't think it would now, but at the
otherwise
time,
my book is pointless. Which you're currently reading, so
it's very good, by the way. I won't offer any spoilers, but it's very good so far.
Or just like, why haven't I got a sneaky peek? I'm your best mate.
So it was very, very illuminating. Had me very much taken aback.
Yeah,
when I first
I love the two that are in the book that I really love. So you've got like the one that Yodel with Ben Gledhill, where it's vet people out because it's high volume. It's exactly the same stuff all the time. It's all about drivers. But then I also love the one that keeps people meet and engage on Zalando, that keeps people on the site. No, I've got them around the wrong way. Meet and engage, Yodel, Job Pal, Zalando, that keeps people engaged on the site. That I love. So that, and it helps people, and it's really cool because there's a human behind it. So if you type in something stupid, so I knew Chris Rawle was initially behind it, so I type in something like, what color is Chris Rawle's hair, and then a human would come back and answer you.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
The answers it gave were extraordinary, really, really helpful.
You know, another example too of a chatbot that really surprised me when I first saw it was EstherBot. And EstherBot is a bot that I forget exactly what she does, but something in software. And so recruiters are always reaching out to her. So she set up a bot to answer recruiter questions about her. And so if you were trying to recruit Esther, she would say, go talk to my bot. And then you would ask the bot, you know, what do you have experience in this, that, and the other? Would you want this, that, and the other? And after you've gone through the conversation, you know, she'll figure out what
you can all sign up to, though. I can't think if I put that in the book or not. The one where you can sign up and it vets out recruiters.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think she created it for herself. So.
Okay. I wonder if she shared it, because there's definitely one they can all choose to use, so that if they get a recruiter message, it replies back to the recruiter to see if the recruiter's serious or wasting their time. It's really cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Audra, interesting that you say that. I'd never use one on a website. Does that make me old or just lame? Well, if you're old, that makes Jim and I ancient. So let's go with you're lame as an answer.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Jim is one of the few people I know is older than me. Like, yeah.
Thanks for that. That's because everyone else is dead, right?
Yeah. How are we not dead? No, God no. Oh, Michael, I've known Jim. Jim's one of my closest friends. Don't worry. I always tease him about his age. But interesting you say that. Why? I mean, if it helped you get answers faster.
The same reason when I call up a phone and it says dial 1 for this and 2 for this.
If you're asking
and 3
Katrina,
for this.
Audra, I don't hear. So you got to transfer.
Yeah.
Or just talking about
I just press 0 to talk to a person every time. It might make me a jerk. I'm not okay with that. but I don't waste my time on any of that crap. And the same with the site.
Yeah. You need to reload.
I do.
We've lost Audra. Jim can hear me though. We swapped positions.
I'm gonna nod my head. So it's like it's
I'm
like
a talking head, like Mary said.
Did you hear me at all, Katrina?
Try this, Audra, when she reloads. Don't load your camera. Just load your audio.
Got it.
Why? I want to see her beautiful face.
Because I think that when you have 3 of us on it at one time, then that's when the issue comes up.
It never is an issue. We use this every week. Well, not for the last 2 weeks, if anyone's missed us. Yeah. So I can hear Audra, but Jim can't hear Audra.
Can you now, Jim?
No.
Nope.
He's not reacting.
I'll try reloading.
Oh my God, I just got a message from someone I haven't spoken to in about 3 years. It's like really hard to ignore it. I'm going to turn my phone over. You know when you see someone's name pop up and you're like, whoa. I've lost her now. Oh, she's coming back. Here she comes.
Can you hear?
The rest of us can hear the 3 of you, which is so hilarious, right?
Now I hear.
Audra, turn your video on. We missed you.
Turn it on?
Yeah, I want to see your beautiful face.
I'm busy.
I'm loving the purple. You can tell you've been. Oh my God, how was your MC job at eBrand Conf?
Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is eBrand Conf? What's that?
Employer Brand Strategies Conference. And this one was in San Diego. It's the sister to SRSC Social Recruiting Strategies Conference. It was my first MC gig, and it was so amazing. I'm totally addicted.
MC is hard.
So fun. It is super hard.
Have you got any tips for me for Tuesday?
Ooh.
Other than I can't pronounce the first speaker's name at all, like literally at all. It's a yeah.
Yeah, the best thing I did was actually talk to each person beforehand, so I knew something personal. If they weren't a friend already, I kind of had a little personal tidbit and made it a little fun. And so I did not read off the website. That's what I hate, when they just read the bios from the site.
No, Michael, that's because I don't actually MC. I speak.
Yeah.
So you don't MC anywhere, Katrina?
No,
she's
I only did it because it's SourceCon and it's Shannon.
Oh wow, you should totally do that. You totally
No. So I MC my own events, Disrupt HR, etc. But no, because it's a hell of a lot of work, and you're not at any point getting to share your expertise unless they give you a speaking slot. So in general, I'm only doing it because I'm known to the SourceCon audience, and it's SourceCon. You know, so it's a real honor. But no, normally I'm like,
I prefer it. I only ever want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm looking through the chat thing here, looking at the different comments. Somebody said that they have 50% of their team are over 60.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if that's true or not. Is he still here?
Yeah. You have to let us know what it.
That's Ian Franklin. Ian, what is that?
Is Ian still here? No, Ian's not here now. He's obviously given up. Yeah, he probably gave up when it's been really poor. Yeah, it's been really poor today, which is a real shame.
Yeah.
He might have been joking.
No, I think he was.
I thought it was a bit of British humor going on there. I'm sure he's Australian. He's British. So
it sort of reminds me of when I was in Hong Kong, and I went to an office over there, and I was talking to people and shaking hands and kissing babies, that kind of thing. And then I just looked around, and I thought to myself, when did I become the oldest person in the room?
Yeah, I know.
Because everybody was like in their 20s, or the oldest person besides me was at 30. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I old? Am I the old guy now?
So I walked into Badoo the other day. So Badoo it is a dating app, and they also do Bumble. They actually created this swipe technology, but it got swiped by somebody else that's better known. Anyway, that's just a bit of bitchiness. Anyway, I walked in and someone was having a 30th birthday, and I suddenly looked and went, whoa, I could actually have a 30-year-old. And it was just the most depressing thought. And then they're talking about the app that's called Bumble. And that app is for over 50s. And I'm going, okay, so I'm like coming up for 2 years shy of 50. But which one do you choose? Because, you know, the men aren't going to, the men are not going to be over 50. They're going to be like on the other app because they want to pick up girls that are 35, 40. They don't want to pick up women that are 50. So like, which app do I choose? And I was hilarious. I'm not choosing any of them, by the way. But it was, so I know what you mean. Bumble's for over 50s. But what do you do for 50? Because you might want a man who's 48. And which one's you? Or what if you want a man who's 52? He's going to be on the other one because he's going to want to pick up younger girls. It's like so funny.
you may it sounds like you may want the cougar app.
I want the cougar app. That's it. Yeah.
The cougar app.
It was, yeah. There isn't one of those, is there?
Anyway,
I don't know.
That's what Mary's just said. Same thing. It's too funny. Too funny. Actually, that was hilarious because it came up in my memories. Somebody had asked me a serious question about they tried to recruit developers on Tinder and it had failed. Did you see? I posted it on Facebook. It came up in my memories. I was horrified 2 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
That's bad.
I don't know why that didn't work.
Jeez. Well, there was like a Tinder for recruitment, remember? And I think it failed. But there was some site.
Was there?
Oh, you can hear me. Holy cow.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
There's also eHarmony. Remember eHarmony also dipped in the recruitment space. That didn't make it either. That didn't. It failed somehow.
What happened?
I don't know.
I
remember recruiting off of Yahoo Personals at one point because everyone put their job title next to their name. And I just told them that, hey, I was here for recruiting purposes only. Just FYI.
Your poor wife.
But this was a long time ago. This was like 2000. So it was a long time ago.
So what's the creepiest recruitment you've seen then? That's got to be it, hasn't it? Yahoo Personals.
Well, either that or I don't know if you can still do this. At one point you could do it. But you could X-ray Airbnb to see who profiles there. I don't know if you can still do that.
I assume you can. Your profile's public.
But you wouldn't have your job title on that site.
Well, often you'd write, I'm a developer, so therefore I'm safe to rent from, kind of thing. Because I've got money, or not rent from, lend to.
Yep.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I picked that up at a SOSU from Laura Stoker. So hat tip to Laura Stoker for that.
Okay, Laura. As of last week, me and Brian Fink use it. Use what? What do I mean?
Airbnb. I think he means our Airbnb.
Yeah. Oh, and
I can't believe people would put their job titles or anything like that on that site.
Mine's
Maybe
on
just
there.
Links.
Mine's on there because I'm a director of my own company or something. I can't remember what I've written, but I must update it because it's incorrect. But yeah, so that people would see me and go, oh yeah, I'll lend her my house because she's a professional.
Yeah.
Are they really that picky?
Yeah,
I would be.
Gotcha.
So moving into my house, even if they're in like a guest in-law suite or something.
Yeah.
Actually,
what's Brian teaching at HRTX?
Yeah.
I was trying to think what he's teaching on. Oh, Amazon and stuff. I don't think there's any limits on where you can recruit. It's quite interesting. So what else? What do you see in the future then? I'm trying to stick on this whole recruitment, Jim, but not as we know it. Sorry, because it just made me laugh so much when I came up with that title. Because Jim wouldn't come up with the topic for me.
Well, I've been talking a lot about, and I'm posting a video on this next week actually, on this talk I gave at a event called Hacking HR.
Yep.
And I talked about Big Brother in the office and how companies are doing things for the sake of efficiency at the cost of their employees' privacy.
Yeah.
And so some of the examples I gave were this one company in Wisconsin, Red Square Market. They are microchipping their employees. So like between the hand and forefinger right here, they'll put a microchip there. And when you enter into the office, you sort of wave your hand over this pad and you're able to enter the building or buy food or use big copies off a copy machine because you have an implant in your hand. Now it's voluntary, so it's not making you do it.
I've gone really itchy right there. Now you've said that. That's how much I object to it.
But the whole thing is so weird. And I'm like, and I saw that and I was like, there is no way I would do that just so I can make some copies.
Yeah, Mary wrote, "What's wrong with the lanyard?" And
Because then, like, what if you get sick? What if your body reacts to it some kind of way?
Yeah,
all kinds of things. So that's one example. Another example I gave in China, they have these things called smart caps. Are you familiar with smart caps? Have you heard of smart caps? Okay, for those who haven't heard of smart caps, when you're working in a factory or a manufacturing facility, you wear like these safety hats,
right,
to protect your head. So inside these hats are little sensors, right?
Yeah.
And these sensors are literally monitoring your brain waves.
Yep.
So,
I can't look at Audra. She's gone off on one. I don't know why.
I see her cracking up, right? So while you're wearing hats and they're reading your brain waves,
Yeah.
then the manager can pull up a screen on his computer and monitor everyone's brainwave activity, and they can say, you know what, Katrina looks a little stressed, so let me tell her to take a timeout, right?
Yeah, whereas it'll be more like, oh, Katrina's currently daydreaming and not focused, and let's make her work harder. That's how it will be used.
It could be that, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be that.
Or they can say, everybody's stressed, let's take an early lunch. Or they may say, Jim is super stressed, let's sack him because he may go postal at any moment. And so they're doing that, yeah.
Before we came on,
real-time feedback.
That's terrifying.
I mean, I like real-time feedback, but that might be a little
too far.
Real-time.
You know, and like, what about Fridays when we're all hungover?
But I mean, that's some ways better than once a year asking your employee how they're doing. There has to be a happy medium, right?
What if you're stressed at home? What if like your kid is driving you nuts or your spouse is driving you nuts, and you bring that stress to the office, and the machine sees you're always stressed because you're having issues with whoever, you know, and they say, well, this job isn't for you because the machine says you're stressed all the time, so we're going to have to let you go.
But maybe that's a good thing if you're stressed all the time.
It could be, but
not if the stress isn't work-related.
You know, what if you need the job? And so you know, you're causing me stress by sacking me.
I love Mary's comment here. Can they sense when you're scathing against your boss in your head? Oh my God, that's just terrifying. That's just. But actually, before we came on air, you asked the question, which country in the world works the hardest, and I immediately went, not the UK and the US. But you had an awful reason for the answer.
Yes, yes.
It was depressing.
I would say Japan, because in Japan they have this phenomenon, and it is a phenomenon called karoshi. If you follow the sources in the room, look up Karoshi, karoshi, which means working to death. And so they have people who work overtime to the point that they die in the office or from work-related overworking that time, overworking so much. So it's called karoshi. One example, it's a famous example of a newscaster who's very popular over there. She died from overwork, just overtime. And so it speaks to a lot of the culture there, how you're expected to be there before the boss is there, and you're expected to leave after the boss has left, and the boss is there literally all day, you know. And it's just crazy. So when I read that article, I was like, well, hats off to Japan. They must be the most hardest working people. The people are literally dying from work.
And if they're not getting sleep. They're not being productive.
No.
They're not doing a good job.
Because part of the culture too is the work hard, play hard. So after you've been there all day, they expect you to go out for drinks.
Then they party their asses off.
Yeah. And then you're expected to come back to work the next day, you know, on time. Yeah. So it's
wow.
That's going to be tough to keep up with.
Oh, wow. A company here in Atlanta had employees having heart attacks from working so much.
Oh, my gosh. In Atlanta?
Yeah.
What's the name of that company?
Mary. The drinking I could do, the work not so much. Typical Scott. Ronnie Bradshaw, when I worked at Target, I usually worked 2 to 3 days straight about every 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow.
Michael says the company is FD.
Wow.
FD?
First Data.
Oh,
wow.
Really?
Don't work there.
I don't work there either, but I've heard of it.
I think they should all read the book. Is it Sleep? It's it goes into why we need to sleep or something. Richard's read it, and it really has improved his health from reading it. About like all of the impact on that overworking and the stress and alcohol and too much sugar and all this kind of stuff. It's a really fascinating book. It's quite scientific. I think it's Why We Sleep.
That's one series.
Go Go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's a really serious employer brand nightmare for the company if people are having heart attacks and dying.
Yeah, Audra, how should one handle that?
You go work for
the Glassdoor reviews. Died on the job. Writing from heaven.
I got a question for Audra from her employer branding thing, because someone asked me, and I was saying how challenging it would be. So Amazon has gotten a lot of negative publicity about how they treat their warehouse workers.
Yeah.
Yep.
How hard it must be to recruit for Amazon's warehouse if you have all these articles about how people complain and some people committing suicide, all this kind of stuff. And how would you handle that if you're doing their employment brand, Audra? How would you handle that?
Audra's the one that pointed out their ambassador program to me.
That's what I was going to say. I can tell you
really?
what I would not do.
Not do.
They made a massive mistake, and they went too far in actually BSing fake employees, or at least employees that were getting fed really good content that was totally rubbish, and they were all putting the same things on their pages. So they went too far trying to balance it out, and instead they just got even more bad press. So
it went in the book.
That was You have
if
to be
you haven't
careful
got
with
to
these
it yet, Jim, it's in there.
ambassador programs, because some people are getting gift cards and things, and then it turns into being paid for good press. So you really have to be. It's a delicate balance.
And,
and
it's so fake. It's not real. You need that. So I think it's a bit like the video that's on Yodel's website from the driver. And she goes, I get really tired, but I still love the job. And they put it in. It's completely real that she said that. And she's got, I bet she, oh, really? Sorry. Banjo's actually sitting in front of me and just decided to scratch. I'm sorry. Sort of all distracting.
You know what Amazon's going to do ultimately to remedy all this?
Yeah.
They're going to automate their factory so much that you're going to need less and less human workers there. Year over year, they're already begun hiring less people for their seasonal work around the Christmas rush. They hired less this year. They bought a robot company, and they
can't exactly go and work at McDonald's, because McDonald's only wants old people. So where do they go?
It's interesting you say that. Because you have that phenomenon, and then you have to think about the younger workers when this is like their McDonald's or fast food is usually their first job that they get some experience with, and now they're competing with older workers who aren't on their phones all the time. Right. Know how to be interpersonal. Yeah. So that's
Walmart want them. Michael will have them. Bring it on. There we go. So if you hear of anyone who wanted to work there but their job has been replaced by robot, Walmart.
Walmart. Oh yeah, because they have robots.
It's a social recruiting hiring show.
Yeah. Walmart has robots scanning barcodes up and down the aisle so they can keep track of the inventory that's in that particular store. That is a monster for a human being to keep track of people coming, in and out all the time buying stuff. But they're having robots do that, which is amazing. But they've had some pushback too, because at one point Walmart was they had laid off or canceling the job of the greeters, and a lot of people who are greeters were older or disabled, you know. And so when a lot of people who were disabled were out of work from Walmart at the same time, the damage to their employer brand was like, oh, we didn't really mean that. Let's bring it back. So I think companies I think that's one of the things that's going to stop some companies from going full robot is the negative reaction of people saying, I'm not going to do that. And I see some of that. It's a store in Canada. It's a particular store in Canada. I can't think of the name of it right off. But there is a movement where people are actively not using the automatic tellers, the automatic cashier.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because they're saying, no, that means that's a job somebody's not having. So if enough people start doing that, then companies are going to say, yeah, I could save money by having this automated cashier here. But if people are not using it, that's money wasted. That's a damage to my employer brand. So I'm not going to do it.
It's the same now. Like, I love the self-checkout in the supermarket, but Richard will only go to the actual person. It's the same. Right, just really quickly, because I haven't put it up yet, I just realized. Next week we have Timo Gorman on the rise of paid social. Rest in peace, organic social media. And I've just been really shit and haven't put the show up yet, but it will be on same time next week.
Yes.
We're back, even though we had 2 weeks off, and then we have a week off, and then we're back for a run. So we've been really pants lately, haven't we? Or too much travel.
You've been busy, ladies.
So we just have a couple of minutes left. Are there any final things in the Jim crystal ball of it's recruitment, Jim, but not as we know it? I'm trying to put an earworm in everyone's heads.
Well, I don't see the chat, so I don't know if anybody asked a question or not, and I can address a question if anyone has one. But
no, they've been too busy laughing about advertising jobs where people have to pee in bottles.
That's the warehouse worker thing.
That's gonna be a fun video.
Yeah.
Have you seen these Boston Dynamic robot videos out there? No. Anyone who's curious, look up Boston Dynamic robots, and you'll see these robots working in warehouses. They're like they have like these big suction cups, and they're like suction cup in boxes and picking them up and loading them in different places. It is mesmerizing and scary to watch at the same time. So that's what's going to eventually happen.
But I guess in a way it's like airline luggage, isn't it? That's all become automated.
Yeah.
There's, if your tag's not in the right spot, it ends up on the wrong plane. But that is all automated. I guess I think the hope is, are we going to employ those people somewhere else? Like that's the
we're going to have to reskill them.
Yeah.
Because we don't want a huge population of out of work people angry.
Yeah.
And with nothing to do. That's not good. That's not good. And so I see that I'll give you an example of how I see some people fighting back in that regard beyond not using automated cashier. So the trucking industry has been under a lot of interest because of all the automated robot cars kind of thing. Yeah. Or you have like this, the Teamsters Union. They've actively lobbying politicians saying, we want to block, have a rule or a law that says that certain automated trucks can't operate on the highway because that's going to keep people from working. And so the politicians have to think, okay, I can block these automated trucks and make people happy, which is good for me because re-election is coming up. On the other hand, all these tech lobbyists are giving me a lot of money in my back pocket. That's hard. That's hard to refuse too. If I'm gonna be really skeptical about it.
It is. I just find it terrifying. The thought of a huge truck. Sorry, Jim, we're finishing. If you have to leave the room, I can see you getting squirmy. It's at the end. We're done anyway.
Let me do a quick. Can I do a quick plug real quick for those who don't know? Please check out my personal blog, jimstroud.com, JIMSTROUD.com. You'll see my podcast. You'll see my videos and other things that I hope will make you smile. jimstroud.com. And if you have
some of the best videos in recruitment, I would say.
Fun, aren't they?
Thank you.
And the best one was obviously the one where we were sitting doing our little podcast on the river.
That was good.
In London in the sunshine in February or something. It was really random.
It's always sunny in London.
Yeah, always. It has been this week. It's been beautiful. Thank you, Audra. Thank you, Jim. Sorry about the technology, everybody. And the podcast. We got there though. We came back at the end.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you for coming on the show. Pleasure. Have a fabulous weekend, and we shall see you next week at the same time.
Ciao,
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.